Jump in, we'll take you for a spin and show you round the wheelie world. Hop on its fun, so come along and take a look at Wheelie World. You'll be surprised how good it feels. So zoom around all the young wheels so merrily. Oh, whoopee! You don't need to take it for a take you on the free, and if you see no bridge fun, don't be worried, for there's no cause for alarm. Cause we've got Jolton, who's the dragon, he will keep you free from harm. It's fun at any time of year, so put your wheel in second gear and then hold tight. All right, we'll show you all the sights of Wheelie World.
Fenella was grumbling to herself.
Great guffawing gang of giglads! What do they mean by being so happy? Don't they know it makes me miserable?
And indeed, everyone in Wheelie World was particularly happy. It was the first day of spring, and they'd all got on their best clothes and were rolling round and round the Wheelie Village, just breathing in the air and being friendly to one another.
Oh, what a gorgeous day, said Queen Doris. Isn't it gorgeous, Otto?
What else?
Hello, Queen Doris.
Chorlton called to her.
Hey, you do look posh.
The Queen laughed in embarrassed delight.
Oh, flatterer.
Watching all this from Spout Hall, Fenella was getting very irritable indeed.
Right, you lot!
She screeched at the toadies.
Never mind hanging about like a lot of overgrown mildew. Get down there and find out if there's anything I can ruin. Understand? Here, you, Floyd. Do you hear me?
The pink toady didn't reply.
Don't just stand there like a cut-price pink parasol, you twit. Get spying on them wheelies.
Muttered the pink toady.
Yes, Queen Dallas. Oh, Doris. Oh, for heaven's sake, you three grab hold of him. Take him off with you before I commit fungicide.
As soon as they arrived in Wheelie World, the other three toadies hid themselves behind anything they could find and set to work finding out what the wheelies were doing that Fenella could upset. But not Floyd. He just stood where he'd arrived, in the middle of the village, not moving except to swivel round from time to time, so that his eyes were always fixed on Queen Doris.
Oh, how lovely. Queen Doris. Good heavens,
She said quietly to King Otto.
it spoke. Ah, I thought for a moment it was a new letterbox. Oh, dear.
No matter which way she walked, Queen Doris found that the pink toady never took his eyes off her. And although she loved to be admired almost more than anything, it was even beginning to embarrass her. Meanwhile, the other toadies had found out all they needed to know, and after getting into a brief huddle, they popped off back to Fenella. When they arrived in the kettle, they realized they were one short and promptly popped back again to collect Floyd. But he wasn't having any of it. But nothing they could say or do seemed to make the slightest difference, and in the end, they gave up and went back to Spout Hall without him. By now, Floyd's love for Queen Doris was obvious to everyone, because he'd taken to following her round like a pet lamb.
Oh, dear Otto. I'm afraid there's something wrong with that toady. It seems to have fallen for me.
Yes. If he's fallen for you, my dear, there must be something wrong with him.
Otto.
Oh, sorry, my dear. I just meant that toadies don't usually fall for. I think I'll just go and have a word with the minister.
Back in Spout Hall, Fenella was not too pleased either.
He's what? What? Lovesick? I'll give him lovesick. I'll give him spring fever. I'll grill him, I'll mince him, or I'll get out of my way. I'll go and sort him out myself.
And she popped off to Wheelie World.
Right.
She screeched.
You pathetic pink pincushion, you. What's all this rubbish?
Excuse me, little old lady.
Butted in Charlton.
Oh, mind your own business. Come on, you pull yourself together. You're a member of Fenella's fighting forces, not a fairy ring.
I don't like to interrupt, but...
Will you be quiet?
Aye, but it's no use talking to that,
Shut up! Shut up!
She screeched and aimed a mighty kick at the unfortunate pink object.
Oh, my door!
Well, I did try to tell you. That's the letterbox.
Here, any damage to the letterbox will have to be paid for. But Fenella had spotted the real pink toady hanging around Queen Doris, and without even waiting to have a row with the minister, she bobbed across to him.
You miserable mold. You fest in your fungus. What have you got to say for yourself, eh?
It was too much for Fenella, who popped up and down violently.
I don't suppose you're in the mood to tell me how you do that. No.
Charlton could see that Fenella wasn't going to do herself any good, and that Floyd was going to end up as near to mincemeat as any toady can get.
Here,
He said to Jenny,
I better have a word with him and see what I can do.
and he ambled across.
Excuse me. I am your friendly dragon. Are you worried? Anxious? If you have troubles of the heart, why not come to me? Aye, that's all very well, but I mean, she's already married to King Otto.
The toady started to look a bit cross.
Aye.
Charlton wagged a finger.
Can't go on like that. He's a very nice fella. Besides which, suppose you did marry Queen Doris. You'd look a bit daft with a crown on, wouldn't you? I mean, you'd be a bit top heavy, wouldn't you? You keep falling on your head.
Charlton apologized to the toady because he didn't like hurting anyone's feelings.
But how does Queen Doris feel about you? No. Well, I'll try to find out on the quiet. How do you feel about toadies, Queen Doris?
Well, I'm really very fond of them. The toady rolled his eyes. In fact, Her Majesty went on, I really rather love them. The toady rocked on his stalk. Especially, Queen Doris suddenly said, on toast. Lloyd's eyes opened very wide. And all at once he remembered all the jobs he had to do at Spout Hall, and he disappeared.
Thank goodness for that.
And she disappeared too.
Oh, what a relief. How do you mean, huh?
If there's one thing I can't stand, it's toadstools on toast.
Then why did you...
Then Chorlton's face broke into a big grin. Oh, Crafty, you're not as queen as your cabbage looking, are you?
I beg your pardon.
Oh, just an expression, he called, and then...
Bye-bye, little lady. Bye-bye, little Tony.
Jump in, we'll take you for a spin and show you round the wheelie world. Hop on, it's fun to come along and take a look at Wheelie World. You'll be surprised how good it feels to zoom around all the young little merry. Oh, wait, you don't need a ticket, but we'll take you on for free. And if you see no rich vanilla, don't be worried, for there's no cause for alarm. Cause we've got Chorlton, who's the dragon, he will keep you free from harm. It's fun at any time of year, so put your wheel in second gear and then hold tight. All right, we'll show you all the sights of Wheelie